Welcome back to the cryptoworld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now Bitcoin just hit the exact price target for this bullish breakout, but is still heading towards this massive bullish price target, which is following the price of gold. While in the short term, the price of Bitcoin is now forming a new pattern which we need to pay attention to, as the price is also moving closer towards another short squeeze. So I'll be talking about all of that and more later in the video, so definitely watch to the end. First of all, just before taking a look at the Bitcoin charts today, looking at the Bitcoin news today, and on Friday and on Thursday, we saw net outflows from the spot Bitcoin ETFs. So this is why near the end of the week, of course, we saw a bit of a slowdown in the price of Bitcoin from all of this recent bullish price action that we've seen over the last 1 to 2 weeks. And so, of course, during that last 1 to 2 weeks, especially near the beginning of this week and also last week, we were seeing huge net inflows into the spot Bitcoin ETFs, which is adding to the buying pressure, buying up Bitcoin, pushing the price higher. But like I just said, near the end of the week on Thursday and Friday, we saw net outflows from the spot Bitcoin ETFs, which means money leaving the Bitcoin ETFs, which is causing a bit of selling pressure. So that's one of the reasons why we've seen a bit of a slowdown near the end of the week. But on Monday and on Tuesday, when the stock market opens back up again, obviously the spot Bitcoin ETFs begin trading, and then we can see if we're seeing more net inflows or net outflows. So we just have to wait for the new week, for the new flows to basically show up on this chart right here. And obviously, if we continue to see massive net inflows like what we saw especially on Monday and Tuesday, then in that case, that will likely push the price of Bitcoin into new all-time highs very soon to continue the bull run. But if we continue these net outflows like what we saw on Thursday and Friday, then we'll likely see a bit more of a sideways consolidation in the short term. But if we're zooming out, looking at the Bitcoin charts on the weekly time frame, either way, whatever happens in the short term on small time frames, right now things are looking really, really bullish on the larger time frame, because we're still playing out this huge bull market signal, which I've obviously been talking about for a long time now on the channel. And the last couple of times we've seen this bull market signal, we've seen a bull run in the price of Bitcoin, at least over the next few months, but usually even up to a year or so following this bull market signal. And this bull market signal only confirmed around 1 or 2 months ago. And so basically it's only been a couple of months since this bull market signal confirmed, which means we're likely going to see a continued bull run in the price of Bitcoin at least over the next few months, most likely well into 2025. And if we're taking a look at this weekly Bitcoin chart, the same thing can be said about this chart as well, because obviously close to a month ago, we confirmed this bullish crossover in the weekly Bitcoin MACD, showing a massive increase in bullish momentum, which is ultimately a bull run signal, especially the last time this signal confirmed last October in 2023. What came next was a bull run over the next half a year approximately. So right now we're still due to see a major bull run potentially over the next half a year, give or take. But as I always say, it's important to understand that even during these larger bull runs, it's perfectly normal to see little pullbacks or sideways consolidations here and there during the larger bull run. So just keep that in mind. If for whatever reason we see a slight little pullback or sideways consolidation on smaller timeframes in the short term, that's perfectly normal to see, and not enough of a reason to just panic sell everything. That's one of the biggest mistakes beginners make, is just panic sell everything the moment we see a slight little pullback in the short term. And so if you're new to this, if you're just finding out about crypto right now, if this is the first video you're watching about crypto, just be aware of that. It's perfectly normal to see little breaks and setbacks along the way up during the larger bull market. And if we're taking a look at this 4-day Bitcoin chart, right now the super trend indicator is still sitting in the green, indicating a larger bull market. And if we're taking a look at this 2-day Bitcoin chart, obviously I talked about this breakout all the way back down here when the price was at around $65,000 back during around October this year. And basically what came next was a huge bull run, which I mentioned all the way back down there on the channel here. I mentioned once we break out above 65,000, that is the point to flip very, very bullish again, expecting a huge bullish movement. And the technical price target for this descending broadening wedge pattern, if we're measuring out that technical price target, that is sitting at approximately 90,000 to 91,000, give or take. And we've just basically crossed above that level over the last few days or so. And so of course this means that this pattern is now complete. We've fully broken out here and actually hit the technical price target for this descending broadening wedge pattern. So obviously if you took this trading opportunity all the way back down here, you've done done very, very well. But of course, there's more trading opportunities to come, which I'll talk about in just a moment. But if you want to take these trades for yourself to maximize your profits in crypto, there's Bitfinex, which is a crypto exchange, which I'll leave a link to in the description down below this video. And it's a no KYC exchange, which means if you're in the US or another country where you might not be able to access another exchange, for example, there's Bitfinex where you can access this exchange and you don't need KYC. And if you use the link below this video, you can get up to a 5.5k deposit bonus. And only if you use that link, you can get an exclusive 10% discount on all trading fees on the Bitfinex exchange forever. But that's only available if you use the link below this video to make your Bitfinex account. And on top of that, if you use the link below this video, there's also a 1 Bitcoin giveaway. In fact, a 2 Bitcoin giveaway, but essentially the top prize is 1 whole Bitcoin. And so all you have to do to enter this giveaway is simply just sign up to Bitfinex, which is free to do, link down below this video, and then make a deposit, and that enters you into this giveaway. And then once you're trading, basically you enter into this giveaway where the first place prize is 1 whole Bitcoin. There's a second place prize, which is half a Bitcoin, third place prize 0.1 Bitcoin, and another 0.4 Bitcoin split between other eligible users. So you could potentially win a whole Bitcoin, 1 entire Bitcoin, simply just trading crypto, which if you're going to do anyway, you might as well check this out. Once again, first link below this video. And by the way, this giveaway ends in around 9 days from now. But as another exchange out there, if you don't mind KYC, there is also Bybit, which is one of the top exchanges out there. And if you use the link below this video, you can get up to a 500 USDT position airdrop. So basically a free $500 trade as your first trade over on Bybit, but that's only available if you use the link below this video. But with that being said, taking a look at this chart right here, on the right hand side, we have the price of Bitcoin on the weekly time frame, and on the left hand side we have the price of gold on the monthly time frame, because we can see right here a lot of similarities in the price structure. In fact, basically the exact same price pattern, which is known as a cup and handle pattern, which is a bullish pattern, especially if we break out above the neckline, which both of these charts right here have already done. And we can see the explosion to the upside in the price of gold right here. In fact, the price of gold has almost hit the technical price target for this bullish breakout, which, in case you're wondering, for the price of gold, the technical price target for this breakout is at around 28.70. But if we're taking a look at the technical price target for this breakout opportunity for the price of Bitcoin, we still have a long way to go, which means there's still a lot of potential opportunity right here, because obviously at the time of recording this video, the price of Bitcoin is trading right around that 90k level, around 90k to 91k, but the technical price target for this breakout opportunity is sitting at around $126,000 per Bitcoin. That is right, 126k per Bitcoin, which from the point of the breakout to that technical price target is a 70% move. But even from where we are right now, from the current price as of recording this video to that technical price target, that's still nearly a 40% move to the upside, which is quite a big opportunity, because that's 40% with no leverage, or for example, with a 10x leverage long position, that would be a 400% profit. So there's a lot of opportunity still on the table right here for the price of Bitcoin. And remember, looking at those other larger time frames like the 4-day chart, this weekly chart, and also this weekly chart, all of these larger time frames are pointing towards a bull market, and that we are already in a bull market, but pointing towards a continued bull run, at least over the coming months, maybe even up to a year, give or take. So that fits in with this price target, which could potentially still take a few months to actually hit. And with that being said, if we're taking a look at this 3-day Bitcoin chart, we do have this 1618 Fibonacci extension, which is sitting at around 94 to 95,000 approximately. And this is based on the logarithmic settings. So we could find a bit of short-term resistance at around 94 to 95,000, which we already have found some resistance at just underneath 94,000 at around 93,500. So just keep that in mind. In that area, there is some short-term resistance. But once we can see a breakout above around 94 to 95k, in that case, the next potential point of resistance is sitting at around 102,000 based on this 1618 Fibonacci extension on the weekly time frame. And then once we can see a breakout above 102,000, in that case, we have this 2618 Fibonacci extension on the linear settings on the 3-day time frame once again. And this 2618 Fibonacci extension is sitting at around $113,000 per Bitcoin. So basically, First of all, we need a breakout above around 94 to 95k, then we can move up towards 102,000. Then once we break that level, then we can move up towards around 113,000. And then once we break that level, then we have this huge bullish price target, which is still in play right now at around 126,000. But with that being said, if we're zooming into a smaller time frame, looking at just a 2-hour chart, so this is looking at the very short term, obviously, for the price of Bitcoin. And right now, the price of Bitcoin is forming a symmetrical triangle pattern, also known as a horizontal triangle pattern, where we have a descending line of resistance and an ascending line of support. And right now, this line of support is sitting at approximately 88.4k, and this line of resistance is sitting at approximately 91.4k. So basically, if we can see a 2-hour candle close, for example, confirming above this line of resistance, then that would confirm a breakout to the upside, which would set up a bullish price target. But if, on the other hand, we struggle to break out here and we actually confirm a candle close below this line of support, then that would set up a short-term bearish price target. So for now, we're simply just forming this pattern, waiting to see a confirmed break of one of these levels. We just have to wait and see for some confirmation here. And in case you're wondering, the technical price targets for this breakout trading opportunity right here, if we confirm a breakout above this line of resistance with a candle close above that level, in that case, that would set up a short-term bullish price target at around 97.7k approximately, which from the point of the breakout to that price target is roughly around a 7% move to the upside. So that's potentially a short-term trading opportunity that we could take, and an example of a trading strategy, not financial advice, but an example of a trading strategy would be, for example, waiting to see the confirmed breakout first of all, because we might not actually confirm a breakout here, but if we see that confirmed breakout above resistance, then that could potentially be a signal to enter a long position with a stop loss back below the point of invalidation, because if we break out right here and then break back below the point of the breakout, that would invalidate the breakout. So that's potentially where I'd put a stop loss, maybe on the other side of the point of invalidation. And then as we're in a long position, if we first confirm the breakout to enter the long position, then we can start trading that move towards the bullish price target. And personally, I like to move my stop loss at least to my break even and ideally into profits as the trade moves into profit. So that's an example of a trading strategy of how we can profit in the bullish direction here. Not financial advice, but just something that personally I usually use in a breakout opportunity like this. And on the other hand, we also have a similar trading strategy for a break to the downside. So for example, if we confirm a break below this support, once again, we have to wait for confirmation, but if we confirm a break below that line of support, that would set up a short-term bearish price target at around 82.7k. So from the point of the break to the downside to that bearish price target, we're talking around a 6.5% move to the downside. And so a trading strategy would basically be the exact same thing, but in the opposite direction, using a short position. So for example, potentially opening a short once we first confirm a break below support, and then trading the move towards the price target and taking profits just before the price target is usually what I end up doing, and then having a stop loss just on the other side of the point of invalidation. So basically it's the exact same thing, just flipped in the other direction. And as always, not personal financial advice, that's just an example of a potential trading strategy. And personally, when it comes to trades like this, I try to stay away from short positions when we're in a larger bullish market, because usually in a larger bull market, the long positions outperform the short positions. And so of course, there are short-term little moves where yes, a short position can make some money, but overall, when we're zooming out, for example, looking at the larger time frames, it's clear that the long positions are much more profitable during a bull market. Just like how during a bear market, it's more profitable to be in a short position. And so just be careful being in a short position during a bull market. And if we're taking a look at the Bitcoin liquidation heat map, of course, one reason why it is a bit risky to be in a short position during a bull market is due to short squeezes, which this bull run so far, we've seen many short squeezes. If you've been watching my videos over the last couple of weeks or so, we've seen a lot of short squeezes pushing the price much higher. And we still have more liquidity building to the upside here in the short term on the Bitcoin liquidation heat map, with a major level of liquidity starting to build at around 92.3k, and then more liquidity at around 93.6k, going all the way up towards around 95,000. So those are the levels of liquidity to pay attention to the upside, which means if we break out above those levels, prepare for another short squeeze. In other words, if we break out above this line of resistance, that will start liquidating short positions, pushing the price much higher towards that breakout price target. And as for liquidity to the downside, we don't really have a lot of liquidity just immediately to the downside here in the short term. In order to look at some decent levels of liquidity to the downside, we have to go all the way down towards around 86.4k and another level at around 85.1k. And if we're taking a look at the Bitcoin dominance chart on the weekly time frame, as I mentioned in my last video here on the channel, we're moving closer towards a major altcoin season, which will likely start at some point in the next 1 or 2 months potentially, if history is any indication, because usually the altcoin season starts right at the beginning of the following year after the Bitcoin halving year. So for example, we saw Bitcoin halving in 2016, and then right at the beginning of 2017, we saw a huge altcoin season start. And then we saw a Bitcoin halving in 2020, right at the beginning of 2021 was when the next major altcoin season started. So if history is any indication, we should see the next major altcoin season start potentially in around a month or 2 from now, near the beginning of the new year. And I will have another video coming out very soon here on the channel covering altcoins. So watch out for that video coming soon. Make sure you subscribe with notifications turned on if you want to stay up to date on all of these Bitcoin charts and other altcoins coming soon here on the channel. And as always, if you want to trade these moves in the price of Bitcoin or any other crypto, check out those links down below this video to claim those extra bonuses. And if you want to actually know how to trade crypto, no matter if the price is bullish, bearish, or chopping around sideways, then make sure to watch these videos popping up right here on your screen. The video in the top left shows you how you can profit from bullish or bearish price action using long positions or short positions, and the video in the bottom left shows you how you can easily profit from choppy sideways price action. But anyway, that is everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.